Real quick, one other thing, if you're still watching, great, good for you. Forgot to interject the scavenger hunt word for today. So for those of you that are following along, this will be word number 2 in the series for the end of the year. And that word is going to be snapshot. So number 2, snapshot, scavenger hunt. All right, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we got a special guest. Raoul is visiting the channel again. You guys have seen me bring him up multiple times. I do this because I like to rely on people far smarter than me when it comes to investing and the crypto markets, TradFi, all that stuff, and listen to what they're saying. I've showed you guys videos with him before, also showed you stuff about analyzing, what whales are doing. And it's important to take in these different perspectives so that you can better educate yourself. Tony Robbins says, how can you condense decades into days? And one of the best ways you can do that is by taking in the knowledge of other people who have had those decades and then consuming their content, like in books, or in this case, crypto has to be done via like Twitter and YouTube. So Raoul says that we are at the bottom of the crypto cycle, and we're at the bottom of the kind of TradFi monetary cycle as well. So we're going to listen to that and see what he has to say. A lot of people have different views on this. Only one or two of these camps will be right. Either we're at the bottom or we're not. So there's no way to really know until it plays out and sees where it goes. But let's listen to what he has to say about the traditional markets and why he feels we're at the bottom. Then we're going to look at how long we could possibly remain here, and then the traditional TradFi market cycles and crypto market sentiment cycles, and then kind of where to from here with all this information. So let's get into his feedback.
This point is we're at the low point in the cycle. I think inflation is lower. I think the crypto markets are going to be explosively better this time around. We're also seeing a lot of interesting things like the RSIs, weekly RSIs in Ethereum and Bitcoin are right down at levels that have always seen reversals. We're seeing it with on-chain activity. We're seeing it with minor capitulation. We're also seeing it with volatility. The 30-day realized volatility of both ETH and Bitcoin is at levels that always precedes the large rallies and the big reversals. So I've pretty much got everything in place. Is it possible to get some other down leg? I doubt it, unless something can drive bond yields high. And I just don't see that outside of a temporary blip because one of the inflation numbers or one of the employment numbers is skewed somewhat.
Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. So he's saying, based on all of the different charts that he looks at, that he's seeing that we are at the bottom, and he doesn't even speculate that there will be another leg down. Now, again, nobody knows, but even if there is, he just says there isn't, but even if there is, we know that it won't be much lower from here. Again, you see me bring on Eric Soloway reference what he believes will be the bottom, and that's around the 9K mark in Bitcoin, and that could be the case as well. But the point is, at this stage, nobody knows the answer, but even if it's down or if it stays here, if you have assets you believe in, then you're supposed to be dollar cost averaging and getting in, improving those positions. So let's take a listen at the rest of the sentiment he mentions for the crypto market cycles. And then again, we're going to evaluate the TradFi cycle and the crypto cycle, like reference the actual information he's sharing so we can see it on a chart.
The bottom of the cycle is always it's a scam, it's a Ponzi, all the media hates it, everybody throws shit at each other online, everybody's looking for blame, looking for scapegoats. We are exactly in that point now. It is ugly out there. And that ugliness out there is a real measure of where we are in the cycle. So we're at the despair and anger phase. And then we have the acceptance phase, which is the boredom phase, which I think we've rolled into, where prices don't do anything for a while and everyone starts getting fed up and moves on elsewhere. You can see artificial intelligence is getting people's attention just when they should be looking at crypto as well. Don't forget, artificial intelligence is not really investable for most of us because it's all VC, while crypto is real-time VC that we can trade, which is part of the magic of it.
All right, so you heard him mention, he's like that we are at the bottom and we're at the despair and anger stage. And then he said that people are already moving into the acceptance and boredom because they're looking at artificial intelligence. And I've actually seen this in a couple of group chats that I'm in. People are using DALL-E crypto, I think it's called Chat GPT, and then Dolly is like literally you type and it creates images based off the text. So it's getting a lot of attention or interaction, or people, getting curious with it. And so that's again what he's signaling, saying that people have kind of given up on crypto. So when we look at you've seen these charts before, traditional finance, psychology of a market cycle. The words he used was despair and anger, and we're going to look at that because that actually comes from a different chart, but that is somewhere around here. So that's why I was saying we don't know if we are completely at the bottom or not, but even if we are here and there's another leg down, then we do know that it's, kind of only up after that, up and down, choppy. So again, here's another kind of zoom in view of the exact same thing. But the question is, he referenced despair and anger. So I had to go actually find that out. And this comes from the kind of 4 cycle phase of a bull and bear market. So despair stage trends to mark a bottom when everyone is bearish, selling pressure has been exhausted, and the next major move is likely to be higher. Meanwhile, initial rallies off a market bottom, as well as the initial declines off market tops, are created with disbelief. So that's what he's saying. We're here between despair and disbelief. Eventually, with the new direction for the market becomes sufficiently established, a sentiment enters the acceptance stage. So that's it in text. But if we want to look at it in a market or a chart, it looks like this. So here we are, despair and disbelief. So this is the stages. So if you're in the bear market, which is where we're at, then you're coming down here to where we get into acceptance in the bear market, and then that despair all of a sudden of a bear market turns bullish for a bull market, because anyone who's looking to make money in the bull market knows that once all of that has been exhausted, it's like, okay, now this is despair, but it's despair in a good way if you're investing in assets that you believe in. And of course, it's still bearish for those that are, don't have those same ideas or assets they believe in, or whatever the case may be. So we're in this range is basically what he's talking about down here, right? So he said we'll move into the acceptance phase. And that doesn't mean we're going to see like the charts pump up like this. Like this literally could be a zoomed in version of, a little chart down here like this. So don't get your hopes up. But when you look at this one from the psychology of the crypto market, it's kind of the same thing. So you can see this disbelief, and I would assume that hope is kind of that acceptance phase that he's also talking about. So that would line us right up with this entering into a bull market for those kinds of terminologies. Now, this could take all the way into the middle to end of next year to get to this. So just because we see this really short, nice, punchy chart, despair and disbelief, does not mean that all of a sudden in a month from now, where we're climbing out of the ballows of, bearish sentiment and everything's going to be rosy. But I believe still, even drip has kind of its own mini stages of this. If you've been in drip for any period of time this year, then you are definitely feeling these bearish sentiments right now, because it is not pretty out here. We have seen nothing but negative price action, and I would definitely be one to say that we have gotten well into the disbelief and fear stage of this. But again, if this is an asset you believe in, then you see this, like this chart, this despair, as a bullish opportunity, right? So it really just depends on the project or asset that you're getting into and your personal conviction towards that asset at that stage. So you have to decide, if being in despair is bullish or bearish for you. But we are clearly down here for sure. No one would think otherwise with this chart. But I personally, again, choose to believe that the utility and things that Forex will deliver. I don't know when, but I know he will deliver them. And there's no reason he won't. unless you watched my previous video on the SWOT analysis, you know, the bus test, or something, a black swan event on the Binance Smart Chain. So bearing either of those two things, then Forex will deliver. And if he delivers, and again, you watched my previous video where I mentioned the insane mechanics that he built into the farm, then he will definitely deliver on drip. It's just that simple. Like, there's no reason to believe otherwise, because we have historical proof that is showing us that he's made projects with insane mechanics and he has delivered time and time again. It's not on our timeline. And if you got in up here, unfortunately, yeah, you are wrecked right now. No amount of compounding or even dollar cost averaging can help. So, but people getting in down here, my God, you guys got a crazy opportunity if, again, you believe in this project. So even since August, like, we had $10 price range around August. So we've gone down 10x since August. That's only 4 months. You know, that is crazy. But if you would have jumped in the drip, you know, later on, you know, somewhere around the, I guess after the farm launched, technically, you know, middle of November, anything from middle of November till now, you're actually doing pretty good because you're only down about 2.5x. But with compounding and stuff, you'll be sitting in a great position when these things rebound. As I told you guys, I don't believe we're going to see anything positive really happen until end of first quarter. We don't have any updates on the timeline on the roadmap. He's taken the actual timelines off, but we do believe that these things will be delivered. So maybe by the time you watch this video, we'll actually have the drip AMA for this week as well. But as of right now, there are a lot of things coming for drip, and with that, I can't help but be hopeful and optimistic that, you know, we're going to come out of this strong. So again, if you believe in this, you decide where you're at on this chart and make your decisions accordingly. And you don't have to get into the comments and tell everybody about it, especially if you're bearish. You're bearish, then you just sell and claim out. That's fine. And if you're bullish, then you dollar cost average in and you compound. Like, it's really that simple. But yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to bring on, again, a guru from the space who's looking at this in totality. He's not in drip, clearly, but you can apply the same fundamentals. Like, he's talking about Bitcoin and ETH and getting into assets that he believes will be here in the long run, and the market adoption and all that. And I believe there's massive market adoption for the drip network as this continues, especially with us being paired to Binance. And I believe Binance will have massive market adoption. So I think when you trickle down from this global adoption of crypto, then global adoption from crypto coming from Binance, and then Binance having the #1 DeFi platform, and then us being the #1 or in the top of yield aggregating platforms on Binance, as well as paid out billions from the drip network, we can't help but see positive growth in the long term. But it's just a matter of where will your position be when we get there. So I'm going to keep compounding and hydrating. That's all I can say. All right. Hope you guys found that valuable. If you did, smash that HPO special. Help brother out with a like, comment, subscribe down below. Also, don't forget our drip fitness opportunity, adding real world utility to the drip token. So I would like to see more people in the community doing stuff like this. Doesn't have to be personal training, but anyone with skills and resources that can scale, adding those to drip, because I think that's what can really help this community, is adding actual utility that's not dependent on Forex and not dependent on people just hoping to make money. So if you're interested in certified nutrition and personal training, I can even forward you the information on my certifications, and you can look me up, all that good stuff. You can come check out our Lift Academy, the pp.com website. That stands for Lift Academy Phnom Penh. And then in our products and services, you'll find I removed everything else. I'm just hyper focusing now on online training. So you'll find our training program, and you'll be able to see all the details included in it. The discounts, like I said, I'm giving away 50% off if you use drip from any of the durations that you purchase, and then you'll see all the stuff that's actually included in the training. It's all done through our digital training app. So you'll get our training app, and then you can track your exercises, workouts, all that stuff. And then we have the exact same thing for our powerful community, where this is geared specifically towards women looking to build strength and confidence in the gym. And it comes on the heels of the #1 program built by Brett Contreras, the glute guy. So if you've seen any of his work, then you know that this dude is a phenom in the space for building women's strength, confidence, and powerful curves. And we are literally rebranding that and taking it to level 3.0 with our program. So if you're interested, drop a comment, jump into Telegram, and I'll get you some more details. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.